Hey there, Toonami faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alex.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John, Dragon Ball Z, the world's strongest. This is the second Dragon Ball Z film and the fifth Dragon Ball film overall. Sam, it was your pick.
It is. There's two different reasons I picked this one. Well, three really. First, most obviously, we already did Dead Zone, so let's of course go into the world's strongest. The second other obvious is that we all love Dragon Ball. That's how we all got bonded and got together, so let's keep that love train coming. And three, we're fresh off New York Comic Con weekend. I needed something quick, easy, and that I already knew inside out. And so here we are.
Only an hour long, so it's a nice breezy watch. I think that hour long is why it became such a Toonami staple. Because so it released in Japan March 10th, 1990, another Toei Film Festival job with Sally the Witch, the first Magical Girl series, which is fun. And then Toonami showed it at least six times I could find mention of. Starting in 99, then it was again in 2000, I think, oh, three times in 2000, twice in 2001. Basically, whenever there is time free, Toonami are throwing on World's Strongest.
And you
Yeah,
can see why.
it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. It's a good one. It's not I of the initial trilogy, which was all voiced by the Ocean Group. Um, I think it's the weakest of the three, but it's still a good time.
Yeah.
I don't put it on the same level as Dead Zone or the World or Tree of Might, but yeah, it's still it also has a song that is a happy song about Piccolo that's punctuated with Piccolo dying. So that's always
Piccolo-san daisuki desu.
I love Piccolo. Yeah, there are two main dubs of this. There is the Ocean one, which is the one Toonami would show, and then there is the later Funimation one. The easy way to tell which dub you've got, if you don't know, by the way, is listen for the villain. Ocean changed his name to Dr. Willow, while Funimation used the Japanese Dr. Wheelo. But if you are watching the Ocean dub, you get the Japanese song where Gohan sings a lovely little ditty about how much he loves Piccolo, which is. But if
which
you watch
ends with him dying.
which
Let's
does everything done, but the Funimation version just has the sequence but doesn't have any lyrics. So it's just stock music. So you just get this moment where Gohan goes, I'm going to be a great scholar. Then 3 minutes of elevator music with pictures of Piccolo and the film restarts. It's the most uncomfortable thing because the Piccolo dying it's just still the same elevator music. So it's like
Amazing.
Piccolo's dead.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's fine. He got better.
Yeah. We don't it's we've talked about it with Dead Zone's a little more easier to slide into the grand Dragon Ball continuity than most movies. This one is not.
No,
No. Uh, to,
no
to the
idea when this could have taken
to the
place.
point, my favorite thing is if you get Daizenshuu 6, they actually put it in the timeline and have the note from Goku's doji having Kame mark on the breast and KO mark on the back. It seems as an event from between the battle with Vegeta and Goku's arrival on planet Namek. However, there are inconsistencies, such as Gohan being on Earth when he should be in the middle of fighting on planet Namek. I love when even the Daizenshuu just throws up their hands and goes, you know what? We don't know.
Yeah, Piccolo's
Screw
alive.
it.
We're not even
Yeah.
going to try and come up with something here. We just don't know.
Yeah. Spirit Bomb is still not quite Super Spirit Bomb status because he hasn't used it against Frieza yet. Um, yeah. Also, there's Cybermen, but they're Biomen
The-
ripoffs.
We are biomen.
I really liked it. I like the implication that because in Diamond they have the idea that they came from the demon realm, the Cybermen. So I love the idea that Marba, this which was just selling them to everybody. It's like,
Yeah.
but has like no idea why. It's like, why does everyone want these little green men I keep growing? They're not. They're just weird little green men.
Hey now, these ones are blue.
They are blue. They're
Yeah.
very
These are the special edition ones, the
Gabby do.
Labubus that you can only get in the special box.
Yeah.
Hold select and press up when you select them.
Yeah, they're basically the same hue as Transform Garlic Jr., which is probably the same palette they used when they recycled the assets for him to make them just a little different.
I will admit, I thing I really like about World's Strongest is the stuff with Roshi. The stuff with Roshi is so
Where gets the
good.
shit
And this
out of him.
It
it's
is
good
fun.
Roshi.
It's fun
It's fun.
seeing him get beaten up.
It's fun seeing him get beaten up, but he gets his minute to be kind of badass. But I like what I like about World Strongest brings back a lot of fun memories for me because I remember the bumps on Toonami and it being this big event and the Rock the Dragon playing all the time whenever you'd see it.
Yeah. But yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's the last time we see Roshi fight. It's the only time we see Roshi fight in any of the movies, not counting
Yep.
him drunkenly challenging Broly and Legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Um,
He fights a little bit in Res F.
In the
yeah,
big group
I think everybody
Yeah.
bracket.
a little bit in Rizzo.
Even Yamcha fights in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
Even
like
Yamcha gets a fight.
yeah,
But
he
it's
gets
certainly not like a focused fight for him, where here it is like Roshi is the star attraction.
yeah. It's also the last time I think we see Goku fight Piccolo, albeit it's mind-controlled Piccolo, which is cool. Krellin gets a Krellin isn't as between this and Dead Zone, Krellin's got some interesting stuff. Um, Gohan isn't as much a weakling. Of the three enemies, who's your favorite design? Not counting the two mad scientists or the biomen. Is it the
Oh,
giant? Is it the giant one? The giant soft one?
yeah.
I,
I like him. I want a plushie of him.
Yeah.
I like Kishmi with his whips because I like the fact that they're around his arms. I appreciate a good whip. I shouldn't have said
Yeah.
Appreciate a
that.
good whip.
We also get the separated. Goku does the same thing whenever he gets squeezed by an Ozaru, by a great ape. We get the separated jaw scream.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
his unhinging his jaw to swallow his own tail.
Where
That
his head, tilted up head, basically forms an elliptical with a separated mouth.
like, but but I like about this movie is how it starts with Oolong being like, "Hey Gohan, let's go get the Dragon Balls."
Yeah, it's cool seeing Oolong and Gohan be a little team for a little while, even if this comes to nothing.
Yeah, it comes to nothing. Like Gohan kind of explodes. Piccolo shows up to save the day, as Piccolo do.
Also,
Piccolo.
first time, I think it's the first time that Gohan and Oolong really interact in a meaningful way
Yeah.
because, I mean, he's kidnapped by Raditz at the beginning and then kidnapped by Piccolo and then goes, like, he might talk to Oolong in passing before he leaves to Namek, but there's not a lot of Gohan Oolong time if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Oolong
Th-
is quickly being phased out.
this is also like the beginning of the trope in Dragon Ball movies where Piccolo just kind of shows up. Like he's just perfectly within distance to show up and save. It's most egregious in the first Broly movie, but like
Yeah, yeah,
this is like the
totally
beginning
is.
of that trend.
I know
Yeah.
I quite like the intro of this where it's like he says, I've gone to punch some ice. Just as training, this is what I do. I come to these islands and I punch ice. Just really lucky that it just happens to be where an evil lab is.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, which where Gohan gets like dunked on immediately.
Oh, I love when they're doing that, the scene where all the little biomen come out and just start laying the boots into Goku because the animation's really fast. It looks like a Keystone Cops bit. Like put some
yeah.
jaunty piano over that, make it black and white, and you've got like the end of a Three Stooges short.
Do do do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
You,
Talking
yeah.
talking this, we should mention the Oolong is probably where we get the biggest differences between Ocean and Funimation.
Mm.
Because Funimation retained the part in where Oolong explains the reason he wants the Dragon Balls is because he wants the panties again, which he got in the Pilaf saga. He
Yeah.
does not know that he can't get those because that'd be the same wish twice, which Shenron can't do yet.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
get the upgrade yet.
Yep.
Yeah. Once we get Dende Shenron, they're like that rule doesn't exist anymore.
Then you can get as many
Dende
panties as you want, Oolong.
Yeah.
Dende keeps like plugging the USB stick into Shenron to just be like, you can do this now. Like we upgrade Shenron's RAM every couple of years.
They
I've
do, they
added a
do,
cup holder.
yeah, they do the same thing with Purunga, frankly, but yeah.
Piranga's
Um
jacked though. Piranga doesn't need
yeah,
help.
yeah, Purunga's been in prison.
He's got expansion slots.
Got
Yeah.
like Love Mom on his arm.
Yeah, yeah. He's Robert De Niro in Cape Fear.
Well,
Not
Oh my god.
but the do you have any fun factoids with this one, John? Because other than
hundreds.
being directed by Daisuke Nishio, who's actually one of the great Dragon Ball directors, it
Yeah.
really does feel like a rushed affair.
It is very, very rushed. I would write another my favorite note to this is Ocean changed some of Oolong's motivations a little bit. Because Oolong in Ocean says, I was playing with the Dragon Radar like he's a 4-year-old. When in the Funimation, it's very clear. He's like, I stole the Dragon Radar and then I happened. He doesn't say why he stole it, he just stole it. And then he's like, oh, Dragon Balls, okay. So it's kind of
Oolong,
like
you're
he's,
like 40.
yeah. But then Bulma's treating him like a kid later on. This I will point out Minoru Medea is in the Daisenshu as the character designer for this. Noted that for the henchmen's designs, I basically used the original manga as reference while keeping in mind to give them the kind of individuality that can only be found in a theatrical release, which is why I presume they all look very similar to other things, just with slight differences.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
what do you guys think about the reveal on Dr. Wheelo in his like mech suit piloted by a brain that is the size of a Labrador retriever?
I think they blow their load on it too early. Because we see the brain repeatedly and we hear his voice. Like they don't really do a because it's very. I guess maybe we've seen too much Dragon Ball. Maybe if you're a kid, you would hit differently. But it's like, okay, clearly this brain isn't going to sit in the wall all week. It's going to come out and do something.
Yeah, yeah, it's the yeah, at this point, because I watched World's Strongest, I think I had seen Dr. Giro already or something. Maybe not actually, now that I think about it, because they kept repeating the Frieza saga. But the
Yeah. Yeah.
um but yeah, no, I think I always knew. I think some of the promos even had Dr. Wheelo as
They show
They
his full robot form. They even show the final bit with Gohan and Piccolo flying up to fight him. Goku's
yeah.
his. I know he's still alive. Yeah, all the promos kind of
Yeah,
spoiled him immediately.
I remember there's the robot promo we were talking about earlier. I think has a moment where Krellin leaps to punch Wheelo and gets just cold cocked like out of the way. My big
Poor
question
Krillin.
might be, why does he have claw hands? Why doesn't he just have hands?
I can only presume it's because he also has like a lot of like sort of Namekian bits. I
Yeah.
can only presume that's what Mino meant by having like the bits that people remember. He's like, well, we got to make him look Dragon Ball-y, we make him look a bit Namekian. Because you see that in a lot of the movie villains, they'll have like Piccolo's body lines on them, which
Or
I
the Lord Slug.
yeah.
Lord
Well, even
Slug.
like Lord Slug actually justifies. There's a lot of ones that don't justify them having those markings. So I just think it must have been like an internal thing that this is a Toriyama-ism. So if we're trying to copy Toriyama in like the most basic way, you've got to put those lines, everything.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is he's not an interesting villain. I think that's my problem. Is I feel sad saying that because this is a Universal Monsters riff. I love the Universal Monsters. Bride of Frankenstein is one of my favorite films ever.
Hmm.
Here it's clear they didn't quite get it. Like,
What just as an aside, because it's Halloween season and you invoked Bride of Frankenstein. Everyone loves Bride of Frankenstein, but nobody talks about the weird moment where Dr. Pretorius breaks out the bottle people. What the hell is that all about?
you've got to have the bottle people, man. The bottle people are an
Do
essential
you have
part
a
of the film.
problem? Do you have a problem with the bottle people?
Yes,
Um,
frankly.
well, if you remember director James Whale's homosexuality, the bottle people are actually a metaphor for coming out of the closet and revealing your true self to the world and the inner selves we all hide. Hello, yes, I have an arts degree.
I need to I
Yes,
need
I
to
am still
rewatch,
paying it back.
I need to rewatch Gods and Monsters apparently.
But I will say one of the my thing of I watched both of these versions. It's funny that the Ocean Goku is so inconsistent in how his voice is to the point of being annoying, but
Yeah.
the Funimation Wheelio is crap. He is just like it really felt like we got a guy in the office. We're gonna vocode it, so just get Dave in. He's just like, oh, I'm going to kill you, Goku. It's like, I get he's a robot, but he has like no like real tone or no real personality.
And
Yeah.
he's not a robot. He's a brain in a robot. It should be some kind of affect to the way he speaks.
Oh, he's a cyborg.
I mean, like even like when you look at the other sort of cyborgs we see in Dragon Ball, like Eta, like and then the androids, they are very human. Like you could have given him like a more mad scientist, over the top personality, and it would have worked.
Yeah, even
Even
Andy further than that scene.
even Cochin, his little cyborg assistant, has like a good wild personality.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think coaching is one of my big problems with this film.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's tear up coaching.
He's fine as a character. This film has too many characters for what it's trying to do. Like you have the three bio monsters who are introduced, like basically by him introducing like wrestlers. Like, haha, you have to fight my Santo, you have to fight my three monsters.
Yeah.
Make sure to use all your moonsaults. And then Coachin, we have all this time with Coachin arguing with Bulma. Then it's like, oh, and here's Wheelio, and we're just going to kill Coachin. It's like we probably could have cut this down to have maybe two bio monsters, and then just have Coachin be the villain and then have
Yeah.
him explode out to be the Wheelo form at the end. Or because the other thing we have this as well is we have the bit with the death ray. It's like, oh, we destroyed this town you've never heard of and we've never mentioned before. So, well, this would be a very impactful moment if you had said it. Like, why didn't Bulma mention that before she left? Like, we or have a news report in Kame House. Like, it just felt like literally felt like the writers were like, we haven't got any way of making these guys into a threat. They nuked a place. Go,
Yes.
Yeah.
Goku.
Yeah.
No, he's
It's just a
clearly
little casual nuking between friends.
Actually, I'm
yeah.
surprised Goku doesn't even know that happened.
No, he's
No.
going after people that jumped his son and kidnapped his friends. Good
That's,
enough. That's reason enough.
yeah, like they could have just had to just be like, you've kidnapped Roshi thinking he was the strongest. Well, screw you. I don't like that. I'm going to come kick you in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like one of my favorite, probably my favorite scene in the movie overall is when Goku fights the three monsters.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
great. It looks good.
it
It
looks
looks very good.
there's a scene where like he basically slows down so he can clothesline one of the guys, kicks one dude in the face from behind, and that's even before he like goes on Kaioken and like just tears it up. It's yeah, it's one of that's a Daisuke Nishio like scene. It's like okay.
I I will admit, like something I really like about this trilogy of Dragon Ball movies is the fight choreography is great. Like when you get it, the fight choreography looks really good. It's clean, it's fast, you can tell everything that's going on without being confused by it. I think later on movies lose a lot of that and they tried to pick it back up later on, but I there's a lot about this movie that just looks like it's meant to be set to a Linkin Park music video, and I love that.
And thank God the YouTubers and pre-YouTubers delivered. But the uh
Newgrounds, baby.
yeah, the I always got him off Kazaa, but the
Huzzah.
uh
We're
that,
really aging ourselves right now.
yeah, Daisuke Nishio directed the first three Dragon Ball movies, and I think that those movies have their own very distinct like personality. They all kind of feel dark and a little, I don't want to say edgy, but definitely moody. Um, yeah, it's those three movies are just kind of I think he also does Return of Cooler, which kind of has some of those qualities, particularly with Goku and Vegeta fighting Metal Cooler for a lot of the movie. But yeah, there's like a moody quality to those three movies where everything's a little shaded and colored a little darker. And yeah, the fight choreography is a little more intense and fluid than just beam struggles.
And yeah, one thing I really like here is we do get the Roshi fight, which does they have Roshi act in a very different way to how Goku acts. Roshi is fighting faster, he is dodging more. I just really like how they kind of make them feel different. Again, this is an era of Dragon Ball fights I like, where we still do have the magical attacks, but you only get like one shot of them per go, and it's like it's a big deal when you do them. So the Spirit Bomb is still a big deal.
And it still works.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or act more specifically accurate actually works because this is actually the first time the Spirit Bomb works.
yes.
Doesn't
Spirit
stop
Bomb
the
only works in the movie.
This is the
yeah.
Only works
first.
in the movies.
Yeah, Wheelo was the first guy to die to a Spirit Bomb.
Yeah. I do as much as we shit on Wheelo, I do like that he's become a presence in some of the more recent games, the Tenkaichi trilogy and Sparking Zero, you can play as Wheelo. I never do it, but you can but you
It's an
could.
option.
Yeah. I like him being there.
Wheelo's really fun in Sparking Zero because his animations for like being thrown just look so silly.
Like, I think that there is I think that this of this trilogy, this is the most sci-fi of the three of these movies.
Right.
And it kind of shows that there's a little bit of discomfort with that sci-fi aspect right now as we're doing it. And I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with that. You're just kind of it's getting their feet under them. But with Dead Zone, it is very clearly still the action fantasy. Tree of Might has those sci-fi elements, but it's still leaning more into that like fantasy element with the tree and with the way that they're fighting. And then this is very much the sci-fi movie out of these. And I think it goes into the design and the way that Wheelo does kind of suck. Like I think that that's part of this.
Well, the art design too with the environments. There's a certain like I love the palaces in Dead Zone. and I love the entire Tree of Might's my favorite of the early three. I love how sprawling, how ridiculously sprawling that tree is, and seeing them fight across the roots and everything. You can't really say that with the environments in World's Strongest. It's just kind of generic sci-fi lair with some weird flourishes every now and again. Spikes in the platforms. That's maybe it. You know.
Yeah, I think there's also a disconnect again when we talk about how Wheelo looks. I think a better way of doing this would have been if they're gonna do this sort of riff on classic horror, he should have been more sort of gas punky, kind of the bass should have been like valves and steam, and you could have built that in with the Ice Spire Warrior. Maybe that's how Goku gets past him by breaking some steam valve that sends him flying. It is unfortunate that so we get Goku's fight is in a big room, the Wheelio fight is in a big room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
If
also
it looked more like Sandland, maybe.
sure.
Sandland would have been good.
Yeah.
Uh, I also think it's just how we one thing with this film that really throws it is how much of that middle section is dedicated to Bulma giving us just a rundown of the villain. She does this whole black and white flashback, and I will say it's slightly better in Japan. Bulma sounds at least slightly more incensed, and she's less euphemismy. But in both English dubs, it's just like, okay, I think even the children watching this get the point that Wheelio is a brain in a jar. He's trying to stay alive by being a robot. We don't need this to be 10 minutes of him being like, oh, but we could be better. Like, yeah, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Where's Goku? Where's Krillin? Get him to punch something.
Yeah, even the way that the Goku against the monsters fight ends, it's like, okay, we've got enough screen time now. Use the Kaioken. Cool, bam, pow. Like, all right. All right, that's
It,
okay. On to the next.
like I really like World's Strongest, but even I can say like there is a it feels like the editor was standing there with a checklist, being like, we have to get this, we have to get the Kaioken in, we have to get Piccolo and Goku fighting, we have to get Gohan having his moment with Piccolo, we have to get this. And I think because like the very beginning of the movie, when you have like Gohan's cute little song and we're going into like the setup, and then there's that middle part where you have a couple cool fights and not a lot going on, and then there's the end, which is cool, but it feels very much like we're trying to hit the side quests.
So I do wonder, and I can't prove this, but I wonder if there was some argument because this is a Toei Film Festival film, so it was shown with two other films. I wonder if there was some confusion over like who was going on long
Hmm.
because it's 58 minutes, which is why Toonami like 58 minutes becomes an hour with commercials. But I do wonder if there was a case where this was originally meant to run for an hour or an hour 10, and then they're like, actually, we want to boost Sally the Witch because that would be quite a big deal this year because Sally the Witch is amazing. I love
Hmm.
Sally the Witch, but I do get
Good.
the impression that somewhere in Toei's vault there is a longer version of this script that maybe puts these bits together better. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing with this film. The bits are all really good. It's just they're kind of stapled together in a way that doesn't make full sense. So
Yeah.
I do think if you had like an extra 10 minutes, there would be a way to sort of square this circle, give Wheelio enough time to be a thing. Because like I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing is the end. Like you can tell is that ending where we have the big celebration. Oh, he's dead, and Goku's like, no, he's still alive. Okay, like
Release the Snyder cut, Toei.
Oh God, yeah, the Daisuke Nishio cut.
it's just 25
It's
more minutes
three
of Bulma.
Yeah.
it's 3 hours long and it's just Bulma giving exposition.
It's just Oolong cooking dinner in real time,
Yeah.
single camera, with him
You
doing
know,
like a noir narration.
there's part of me that wonders how much of the movie could have been was longer because of the song though.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because after this, you don't really get extended musical numbers. You had the Gohan on drugs in Dead Zone, and then in this one or psychedelic fruit, whatever we're
Was
calling it.
was there a weird Gohan moment in a Tree of Might? I can't
Tree of,
remember.
Tree of Might, they have an extended. The opening credits is set to them. It's still Chala Head Chala, but it's them instead of it just being the standard. It's them getting the Dragon Balls to restore the
Yeah.
forest from the forest fire.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's the big thing.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
it is definitely weird that two for some reason Toei were like, we're starting Dragon Ball Z, it's more action packed. So what we're gonna do to make the film stand out, get Gohan a top hat and tails, he's gonna sing Hello My Baby.
Mhm.
Yeah. I I do like I okay, maybe this is just me living my childhood fantasies. I love how much Gohan loves Piccolo. It's so cute. It's my favorite thing that continues to be a thing throughout Dragon Ball. I just love it. It's so dumb, but I love it so much.
It's cute. I just especially love it because we have this big musical number. Then Chi Chi, like, my son is becoming a delinquent. It's like, oh God, if only you could see into his head, you'd have. I'm not sure if that would like calm you or make you angry.
I
Knowing Chi-Chi, probably the latter.
I think Chi-Chi would be very worried.
Oh, I will. I also this dub is. I don't like how Funimation handled Chi Chi in this dub. They make her into an absolute harridan, which it's annoying because her concerns. I always bugs me when they do with Chi. Her concerns are valid. It's
Sure.
like there's not always going to be Saiyans arriving. Gohan's got to like actually get a job at some point in his life. He
Yeah.
can't be you. But they turn her into this just they make her like logical points into this just moaning continually. It's like, well,
It's
It's
like,
quite,
you don't want your son to be the undereducated karate boy that your husband is.
well,
yeah.
because she's already seen what happens with Goku. Because like this is after King Piccolo. Like that's not a life you want. You don't want to imagine your kid getting brutalized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like King
Which,
Piccolo beat the crap out of Goku.
Yeah,
Like,
like I could see why Chi Chi probably doesn't want him hanging around this man who murdered a lot of people, was like involved in this
yeah.
horrible thing.
Chi-Chi was there when Piccolo Jr., like, got shot multiple holes in Goku. And she
yeah,
was there on the sidelines watching that happen. She's seen how brutal Piccolo is firsthand.
Yeah, I
and
go.
Piccolo influences her son for the rest of his life to the point where he's in the wedding photo and Chi-Chi isn't. I will never let this go.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fandom thing. I feel like so many fans around the world over the years have been like Goku or Piccolo is the better father figure. And first off, Goku's not a bad dad. He's the best dad he can be. And uh um but we love our two dads. But anyway,
We love our two dads.
so
Yeah,
Look,
the parenting books don't cover when your brother arrives from space and tries to kill you. That's just not in any of those chapters.
yeah.
their asexual throuple is my favorite thing. Like I love that they decided to co-parent for the rest of time after a certain point. But yeah, just again, I know I mentioned this a lot, but in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, you see Gohan's wedding photo, and Chi Chi is not in the photo. Piccolo is in the photo. It drives me crazy.
Oh, as we come to the end, I thought we'd have a bit of fun. So, when you went to see the next Dragon Ball film in cinemas, Tree of Might, you got a little booklet which listed a lot of power levels for characters in all the previous movies. These are pure nonsense, but I thought we'd have a game of seeing who can guess them. Price is Right rules in effect, close without going over. So,
Fair enough.
Kishmi, power level, he's the one with the electric whips.
Oh, he's probably around 14,000 or 1,400.
I'm gonna give him a solid. I'm gonna say 2,500.
7,000.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Epiphia, the ice guy.
Oh,
Well, if he's 7,000, then this guy's probably about a 9,000.
I'll give him an 8.
7,500.
Okay. Okay.
And the balloon dude, Mission Kuntensen.
Oh,
6,500.
100,000.
4,300.
Oh.
And finally, Dr. Wheelio.
Dr. Wheelo is
Just the brain or the whole thing?
They only list him as one. They just list him as Dr. Wheelio.
probably 1,200
14,000.
39,000.
or 13. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Basically,
30.
if you ever try and use power level seriously, you are a fool because Tree of Might book proves they were literally made by putting bingo balls in a bloody cage and going, well,
Yep. Power levels are nonsense, and they
Yeah,
always have been.
this one sounds about right. Pop.
Yeah, sure.
what number haven't we used yet?
Kobe. But yeah, final thoughts on World's Strongest.
World's Strongest great. It's part of the original trilogy, original Nishio trilogy that's really good. It's just the weakest of the three because it just gets gets going so fast.
Yeah, same thing. I know I've been ragging on this one a lot, but it's 50 minutes. So while it is the weakest of the three, it's not long enough for you to sort of get really annoyed with it. And the fight sequences you have just elevate. The fight sequences are fun, they're worth the price of admission. And even in the bits that drag, you get a fight sequence soon after that makes you forget. And just my final thing, I really find it funny that in Japan this film is called Dragon Ball Z, the world's strongest guy. The addition of the guy makes it just sound so much funnier. But in France, they call it Dragon Ball Z, the ice robot, which is just the loveliest name. It makes it sound like a charming sort of Swedish animation where Goku will befriend a little creature.
Let it go, let it go.
Punch it right through the heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I agree. I've always loved World's Strongest. I have great memories of watching it in my grandparents' den as a kid. It is the weakest of the three, even though the little Gohan song really does endear me to it in a way that I'm not endeared to many other things, mainly because I love Gohan. I am that person. I love Gohan. But yeah, I really like it. I think the fight scenes just are very, very good. The Nishio fight scenes are just so good and so smooth. And I think that once you get to Frieza in Z, you lose a lot of that awesome fight choreography, and it comes back later, but it's nice to see it preserved here. But that does mean that it is time for us to pull into our final destination. That's right, it is time to disembark from Toonami Absolution. We want to thank you once again for talking about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. We have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Bang.